Hello and happy Halloween, blessed Samhain. Thank you for being here for holiday Halloween mediumship night here on the Medium channel. And we are just going to receive information from the spirit world, take up messages, and get messages for you from your spirit loved ones. You see, I'm wearing my Headless Horseman shirt, so celebrating the time. I live in the Catskills, close to the real Sleepy Hollow, which I believe is Palinville, New York, I believe, rather than Tarrytown. But whatever the case, welcome. So we're going to get started in a minute, and I hope that we're having a good Halloween, a good Samhain. I usually start the ones on Samhain or Halloween at 8 o'clock. That way, the kids can go out trick or treating. You could set them up with their candy if you have kids, and then just enjoy an hour of messages and love. Basically, let me turn the sound off so you don't hear any pings. So anyway, hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to explain how this works in this online format because it stretches me a little bit as a medium. There's things that I need to do to be aware of your comments, be aware of what they're saying, and I'll let you know how I receive information, how I put that out there so that this can run very smoothly. And hopefully we'll get to a lot of your spirit loved ones in the time that we have. So let me grab some water. Just say some quick hellos. It only says that only 18 of you are on now. So hello, Mary. Happy Halloween. Hello, Peace. Happy. Welcome, Judy. Amy, Nancy, Katie, welcome, Jason. Hi. And unapologetically, hello. And I think hi, Melanie. And RRG Florida girl, Roseanne's in. Nice. All right. And there's a few others, but people will be slowly, getting their notifications, realizing, hey, it's 8 o'clock. Let's see if I get any messages. So that's what we're about. That's what we're doing today, and so forth. So Halloween, it's a mix of different traditions. It's an American holiday. A lot of the traditions come from Samhain, which is the Celtic New Year, and it's also the season of death and dying, and the veils get thin this time of year for a number of reasons. It's partly belief in the collective, partly that in the northern hemisphere, in the temperate zones where more people live than anywhere else in the world, everything's sort of dying, so we have that energy. And it's just you really become. Oh, the other thing is there's portals as the earth circles around the sun, and that there's different energetic your frequencies are dynamic during its orbit. So there's a few reasons why this time of year the spirit world and the living world become closer. So basically, I don't believe there's really any separation. Just there's an energetic separation, but to me, the spirit world or the different dimensions or planes coexist with the physical, but it's just a different frequency. So people like myself, and this is more likely to happen to you, even if you're not like quote unquote a medium, but it's more likely to happen to you that you feel your loved ones, you get messages, you get dreams, because the distance, the energetic distance sort of is less. So for lack of a way of putting that. And yeah, so thanks so much, Jason. So much appreciate the super stickers or super chats or whatever you call that. And I hope that your ancestors can come through also, and that we can get as many messages for as many people as possible, during this live stream, during this event. So in any event, yeah, so blessed Samhain to you too, Jennifer. Let me grab a drink. Let me talk a little bit about how this works, and then we'll just get right into it. We've been on for over 4 minutes, so there may not be a lot of live people. Right now, I only have 28 on, according to my numbers, so might work out for you guys if the numbers stay small. But anyway, so firstly, no set rules. Hello, Karma, Horses Trigger, Hope, welcome. So anyhow, there's only one rule, really. Anybody that died can come through, and that can include like in-laws, that can include pets, that can include, neighbors, cats, so that's good to know. That's really the only set rule. I mean, there's guidelines, and the idea for receiving messages, be open to whoever comes through, because Spirit knows best, even though most people have one or two people that they're hoping to come through, and then somebody else may come in. But sometimes if they get their say, if they get to speak, they pull back, and then the ones that you hope will come through. I always set the intention for people that really need the messages for that to happen, or people that really can't necessarily pay for a full private session, that they're blessed with their loved ones' visits. So we hope and pray that happens. But like I said, anybody can come through. And what was I going to say? Oh yeah. On that note, if you do want to get a private session, email us at info@adambetweentheworlds.com. Mention Halloween or holiday mediumship on YouTube, and you get 10% off. So we do that for all of our mediumship live streams. So in any event, so anyone can come through. I may get names, initials, dates, appearances, conditions in the body, hobbies, all that kind of stuff. So it's evidential. We want to bring the evidence in. We want to validate the continuity of life, prove that nobody dies, and then not only are they able to reach us from the other side, but they're still intelligent and remember who they are. They know who you are. So we want to be able to validate all of that, through our work, with the other side, with the spirit world, and be able to bring that to you. And then, sometimes there's deeper messages that come in. Okay, I'm feeling them. All of a sudden, like a breeze blew, but everything's closed. So they're starting to come in already. So anything else that we need to say? Anybody can come in. I'll get, as I'm doing my work, when I don't know who I'm with, I'll try to get some evidence to line up, maybe 4 or 5 pieces of evidence to line up, and then I'll see who may take that, and then if more than one, I'll get more until we get it down to one. Now they want to get to as many people as possible, so you're going to find in these groups that there's these piggybacking or people that'll come through that'll ride the energy of another reading, and it's usually based on the energy and the information. So I'm like getting a father figure, the name Pat, and the Easter season, and a couple of other things. There may be 2 or 3 other spirits that have the same information, and then they are able to ride the energy through. And then I'm giving messages to more than one person. During Halloween, when the veils are thin, I find that this can be a little bit like a psychic free-for-all, to be honest. So we may get a lot of switches, a lot of cut-ins and stuff like that. And you may get messages vicariously, like I may be with another person, but all of a sudden you're taking the information. Then take the message, because it's probably for you also. They have a very clever way of doing it. There's no coincidences. I did a group of 12 women one time in Long Island. And one of the messages is like, I'm getting the name Tessa. I'm getting a woman coming through, an older woman, a mother figure, and that she had something with the brain or head. And out of 12 of them, 4 of them raised their hands. So 4 of them could take somebody named Tessa that had all of these things. Now, what are the odds of that? I think I've known one Tessa my whole life. So anyway, so you get the idea. So there's these connections that come up in these, and we want to get information to as many people as possible. So they're starting to come in. I think I'm going to say a little bit of a prayer, and just I'll put my glass on because I have to be able to see this. Hello, Mary, Melissa, welcome. Phyllis, Michael, welcome. Glad that you can make it. Also, Lisa, Dora, Anita, welcome. Thanks for coming in. And Maisri, and people that I don't know. If you're new and you want to just say hello, we're in this big wide world that you are watching us from, please feel free to do that. So in any second, so in any event, I should leave these on because I'm going to need to see. I'm going to need to see the screen. So let me just do a little bit of a prayer, and then I'll clear my mind and see what comes through. So dear Mother, Father, God, we thank you for your presence. Thank you for this beautiful gathering of souls on both sides of life, and in celebration of the season of death and dying, but the recognition, especially with the Celtic people, that that's the true beginning of life. So it is the new year where we honor the ancestors, and we ask that we're able to get some really great messages, great validations, and great advice for how we can live our lives moving forward, knowing that this is a challenging but amazing time that we're in. And we thank you for all of our blessings, and we ask that we are safe, protected tonight and always. And thank you. Amen. Shalom. Namaste. All right. So let me grab a little water. And let me just see who's come in. So I know there's a reference to a male figure. Feels like he's younger. The name John may be connected. Now, names could be who they are, who they're with, who here in the living is relevant that they'd want to acknowledge, either in your life or their life. Now, as I'm talking this, I may have a couple of connections because I was getting the sense of somebody getting shot, actually, or some kind of a localized impact. But there's something with a gun. But then he pops a motorcycle in my mind. So this may be a reference to somebody that passed on a motorcycle. But this spirit shows me a very peaceful passing, no matter what, even if it was a little bit dramatic, I want to say as well. I feel like he wants to come with you with a lot of love and let you know that big hugs and I'm okay, and wants me to tell you that the Easter season will be important in the family or to the person. Usually that's birthday, passing, anniversary. There would be dogs in this family or connected with that. And the name John comes back. There may be a couple of Johns connected. I'm going to open my eyes and see if anybody... Mary's still working. No, nobody yet. And MT saying so random because I haven't been on in several weeks. Does that mean that you understand something? Let me just see if I can keep working with this energy. So let me clear my mind with a lot of love. This may be somebody's son or nephew, I want to say. I feel like this would be a younger person. Again, he brings back Easter, that would be relevant, I want to say. And I feel like there's a name like Everett or something like that, like an EV name connected to that. I hope I'm not like scattered all over the place. And they bring the dogs back. Anybody with me here? Who's excited to be there? Nobody on that? Well, if anybody starts to recognize that, let me know. And again, I think I might have a couple of people with me. I want to see if I can get more information before I move on from this one. Maybe they're not on the chat. That's a possible. Roseanne has a brother, John, and I did say a motorcycle. That would be very relevant. The spirit just popped that in my mind when I was talking. So if you can take that may be your reference. I feel like I want to acknowledge a sister figure. So maybe this is a brother, or that the person on the other side has a living sister. I want to mention the month of January also, early in the year, birthday, passing, or anniversary. I feel like saying that I have a brother also. So I feel like he wants to reach out to a lot of people. I feel like he wants to say that I'm fine, I'm okay. And he's eating sandwiches. I think you like bologna or salami, like lunch meat. And I'm being shown that as well. And what's good with the tools, like could fix things, could make things, stuff like that also. Roseanne say my mom was called Evelyn. Katie Bluebird, yes, he did. Yes, motorcycle. Roseanne, I have a brother, John. So far, nobody's really like taking it though. You're getting pieces of it, but nobody's taking it yet. He's here. The name Peter comes up also, so I think that's the name as well. It may not be him, but I really feel like there's a connection to a gun also. Like somebody may have gotten shot or just had guns. But I get images sometimes and feelings, and I really try to translate that also. No? All right. I'm going to move on because there's definitely others in line if somebody's not recognizing their spirit people. So if he's saying, my friend had a motorcycle accident, if you can take some or at least most of the rest of it, it doesn't have to be all because you might not know all the references. that may be his way of coming through. This feels very brother-like to me. So if this is a friend, this would be a good friend, because sometimes a brother figures like a friend, like a good friend, I want to say. Yeah, I feel like there's somebody that could fix things, could make things, maybe mechanics also. All right. So let me see if I can switch, because his name was Satch. Okay. Evelyn, John. All right. You know what? I'm going to move on, because nobody's really getting this one. I feel like he's still trying to give me more information. So let me take a deep breath. So maybe say I can take a John, and Sen is the sun. And what else? Sean. Okay, Sean. That's Sean is John in Gaelic, so that could fit if you take the rest of it. All right. Now I'm gonna leave this with you guys, unless somebody really like say, oh, I could take this, and this, and that then we'll work with that. But so far, in my mind, nobody's really taking this. Yeah, pieces, yeah, but nobody's really taking this from what I'm seeing so far. So let me just step out. It's been a long day. It may take me a minute or two to really lock in. I've done a lot of readings, videos. It's been a really, really long day. And as I'm stepping in, I definitely get an older woman coming in. So I feel like I'm on another connection. I know the name Kathy, Kathleen, Catherine, a name like that's relevant. Names can be who they are, or who they're with, but I feel like this could be the person's name. I know the person I'm with was a little bit ample in the body, I'll put it that way, I want to say, but very sweet, very nice energy, and would love Halloween, would love to give candy to the kids, I want to say, when she was here. I want to say, I feel like she's saying she had multiple issues in the body and organ failures, but there may have been some kidney, heart, liver, some internal organs, stuff like that as well. Trying to get a sense of where I'm going with that. This is somebody that a lot of people liked. People in the neighborhood knew who she was. Very good with the children, I want to say. They popped the image of a library in my mind. This could be somebody that did a lot of reading or worked around a library one time or worked around books. And let's see, where are we? My mom, does Johnny ever visit? I think so. Catherine, my grandmother. Let's see. The Halloween. My mom. Again, if you can take, let me know if you can take most of this, and then we'll kind of move on. So there were a few specific things that came up. So let me see if I can get more information. I keep seeing like the number 11, so there may be November or the 11th day of any month having a meaning. I feel like she would have joined her husband, because I feel like this would be a mother and a father figure. It could be a set of grandparents if they treated, if you looked up to them like parents, but this may be both parents that are coming through together, I want to say. But the mother's the one that steps in the most. I feel like there would have been some appreciation of like drawing and art and painting, but definitely liking the children. So let's see, where are we? So Jason's saying the sounds like my grandma. She was a librarian. Her name was Barbara. Okay. And my biological mother is Catherine. Yes, very, very heavy and was very sickly. She read a lot, worked in a nursing home, and everyone loved her. This feels like Roseanne, but Jason, I may be with you also. And my grandmother ran a rooming house for SUNY genocide. Right, that doesn't feel like it, but again, if you're taking some of it, sometimes the spirits sort of overlap. But this feels like Roseanne's energy, because Kathy's the first name that popped in. Ample, and had a lot of health issues and that. So I think that I'm with that also. But Peace Oregon, everybody else are Peace E9G. Pay attention. I know that she loves you very much, but she can be a little bit standoffish. I don't know if she smoked, but all of a sudden I smelled like cigarette breath in my mind. So she may be acknowledging herself or somebody else. And she's also showing me like lifting weights. Now that's not literal. I think this is a message for you, saying that you've been dealing with a lot, haven't you? Because I feel like she's saying you're very mentally strong. You've been through a lot and you're starting to come out of it. There may be an H name connection, Heidi, Helen, an H name. And I know a little bit about you, Roseanne. I know that you're a psychic also, and we talked a little bit as well. But I feel like this is your message and this is your energy. And maybe you've been using the pendulum also. She just popped the image of the Empire State Building in my mind. So there's probably a reference to New York City connected with that. And I feel like she's talking about some collaborations in your life, maybe through your work or whatever, and recommending doing some writing, I want to say also. But I feel like she's with you a lot, that you feel her, you access her. And I just feel like she's saying, I'm here, and you know that I haven't died. Oh, yes, the number 13. I forgot about that. I need to mention that. That might be the 13th day of any month, I want to say. I think January is important, so maybe 113. 112 to 114 in that range means something, or it could be a favorite number. But I feel like saying you're a good storyteller and a good speaker, and developing more confidence. Just keep doing like your clearings and stuff like that. It feels like there may have been some legal shenanigans connected either with her passing or somebody else with the family. So hang in there. She's trying to help that situation. And she showed me a big umbrella, which is my symbol for being very protective over you and watching over you. So anyway, I hope that makes sense to you. Yeah, I was feeling diabetes also, even if I didn't reference that. Diabetes, heart, kidneys, that's usually diabetic, I want to say also. And Kathleen, your mom may have popped in on that. A teacher great with children. Heavier said she was an avid reader and traveler. Neighbors knew her and respected her. So I think your mom is riding the energy to say hi to you also, and yours too as well. I feel a special connection here with this one. So I think this is your mom. This is for peace. Your mom would have a way of getting through the crowd and letting people know I am here. I don't think that's her way of saying that she's a rude person. I think she is, like, the word ambitious came up in my mind, but it's going to say straightforward and determined, I want to say. And I don't know if you've been going through depression. I wouldn't know this, but what the spirits are telling me is that she's helping you through a period of depression or anxiety or stuff like that. I don't know if you could understand a younger male that also passed. This would be for peace, for same connection, like a friend, a brother, cousin, maybe even younger. But I feel like that person's with her. And there's also the name Robert, or a very similar name that comes up with that. Now I feel like I'm with somebody with indigestion because I'm feeling that in my body, and I'm seeing poodles, like white poodles. So there may have been a connection to dogs that looked like that. Now let me see if we're taking any of that. So if he's saying Robin and Robert are close enough, yes. So say hi to Robin, and then she's validating that yes, her brother did indeed pass. So your brother's saying hi, your mother's saying hi, and either say hi to Robin or Robin's with mom. I want to say also. And I just feel like she's just sending you a lot of love, just saying, we know that you've been through a lot. It helps to write things down because you can sort of release some of the depression or anxiety just through writing and stuff like that. Why they show me a bridge? Maybe, I don't know if somebody passed from suicide, through falling from a height, or if that means something else. I mean, I get images and symbols. I don't always know how to place that. I feel like with your brother, may not have been suicide, but there may have been something that he would take responsibility for, if that makes any sense. If not, I apologize, but I feel like he's trying to say that I'm sorry and that I'm here and that I'm with you. And something about the window, about like looking out of the window, or seeing reflections of the spirits behind you in the window. And I feel like he's saying, as you be your brother, you've come a long way. And it feels like there would have been a certain amount of anxiousness between the relationship with this brother. Sometimes it's good, sometimes not so good. But I think he had a way of just kind of, I don't know, not creating distance, but rubbing people the wrong way a little bit. He's saying that's not exactly it, but that I'm on the right track. So I don't know if you understand. They're also showing me military boats connected to World War II, around the English Channel on that area. So there may be a spirit that was actually in World War II, maybe stationed on one of the boats that they're with on the other side. So I'm going to see if your other brothers. So I don't know if that's another brother that took their own life, and you have two brothers on the other side. If that's what you're trying to tell me, yes. So you understand. Very good. So lots of love, and Roseanne saying, yes, I feel all my relatives around when I had this last 10-hour back in. Wow. So no wonder you're I feel like it went well and they were helping. So no wonder they're letting you know that they're around you, basically. And a lot of this is really establishing the structure in your life, and letting you know, to make sure you're taking care of your own needs also. So, and there's a V name, like the letter V. I'm not sure the name, but the letter V just popped up in my mind. So in any event, Billy did. So I guess Billy, I think you're saying that he took his life, or taking responsibility for his passing. So they've got your back, Roseanne, exactly. So lots of love from all of them. Let me see if I can move on now that I'm in the flow finally. And peace be with you. Why am they opening my mouth? I think this is for Peace E9G again. Have you perhaps, he had a part in this transition. Okay, thank you for validating that. And full body chills. That's good to hear. I don't know if you're getting dental work done, but they're showing like opening the mouth and looking inside. So if that makes sense, just understand that they're aware of that also. All right, so I'm just seeing if anything else. So anyway, I guess you understand if you're getting full body chills. That's a sign that they're with you also, and you lost the filling. So they're aware of that. So that's why they're showing me dental work. So very good. They're with you. Send you lots of love, cheering you on, I want to say, and all that good stuff. Billy, that's the brother. I mean, it might have been more like substances or whatever, but the whole thing was a bridge, so that didn't make sense literally. So I'm wondering if this is like a metaphor of like building bridges or making connections. It almost looks like New York City, of connecting the boroughs, I want to say. So maybe tapping into where somebody lived, like near one of the bridges or something like that. But it's funny. I say the word bridges, and then all of a sudden I hear Brian, which sounds a lot like bridges. I think somebody named Brian is trying to get my attention now, also, or and it may be with you, may not be, but I definitely feel like in that energy, there's a gentleman. Speaking of teeth, I think there's somebody that had bad teeth, lost their teeth, didn't take care of himself, and liked to watch cartoons and things on TV. This may be the same person. It may not be. I'm not really sure. There's an R name, not Robert or Robin. It may be Rachel or Richard or something that sounds like that, I want to say. But I feel like he wants to say hi also. June 14th. That might be an important date in this connection. Let me just relax a second. Let me open my eyes. Brian or Ryan, that could very well be. Kenny was an alcoholic, and the bridge was in Florida. Okay, so you understand that. That's all that matters. I don't need to let you know what that is or what that means. So I don't know if Mary, if you know who Brian or Ryan is. I mean, certainly Ryan, I can make that error. But I feel like if you understand that, he's saying hi to you. So anyway, I have a feeling somebody else may understand this, but I'm back to that World War II connection. If that wasn't with you, Peace 9, I'm going to see where that is. It might have been a cut-in. Yeah, I'm sure this is at the very least somebody that might have been stationed in that area, but because they highlight the battleships in that area, I think that this is stationed at sea around Bismarck, that area. Dunkirk, that area, France, Germany, that area. Oh, okay. You do understand. Very good. So they're all with you. So anyway, so thank you. I see a few new people came in, so thanks for coming in. The way this works is that the spirits come to me. I can't go to you. For two reasons. One, with 50 people on, this is the most fair way to do it, and the second thing is, it's spirit runs the show here. So let me just see where we're going. So I'm feeling the left part. I think there's somebody that has probably pancreatic cancer that's with me. Or pancreatitis, but I'm certainly in that area. I feel like that this is a male figure. I feel like we're with a husband figure. The name Michael, an M name comes through around that, a couple of M names. Good sense of humor, a funny person, and acknowledging travel, like a lot of travel, basically. And I want to say, thank goodness that you're able to enjoy your life now, I want to say. And I feel like he's showing, getting like doing yoga or getting on an exercise bike and stuff like that. So this could be a husband. This could be like a romantic partner and next. But I feel like I come into that kind of energy. And let me just see. Mary, hi. Mary Rinaldi, other Mary. Did you just sneak in? Yeah. I think that is your Michael. So very good. I've done readings for Mary before, so I know exactly who I'm with right now. I just wasn't aware that you were in the thread. And I feel like your husband's telling me, no, she's been here. Like her name came up, even if I didn't see it. But anyway, thanks for keeping me honest, Michael. But in any event, I feel like I'm here. He's giving you candy. Giving me the number 3 comes up also. So I don't know if March is important. The 3rd day of a month, and then the number 30. I mean, that's the day my dad passed on. Actually, today's the day my mom passed on, and I need to do little like posts on Facebook and YouTube to acknowledge my mom because she passed right on Halloween day. But I feel like there's somebody that like like the energy of like the children and candy, but was a little bit grumpy about it also, I want to say as well. But I feel like he's been showing it more in your dreams. I feel like he's just saying, shiny coins. You may be finding coins and stuff like that, or you have coins that he had as memorabilia that you have as well. And he showed me like newspaper clippings. I don't know if you do vision boards and cut things out of like newspapers, or even if it was like an obituary, but I feel like he's talking about having the clippings and that he's aware of that and doing like a big makeover or cleansing of the house and changing some of the interior around to make, I feel like he's saying to make it more livable, I want to say also. So let me check back if any of this is making sense. He loved Halloween. Excellent. Like to see that. I know pancreatic cancer. I remember that about him. And I just feel like he wants to let you know that he and your mom are hanging out, and that they wouldn't have always seen eye to eye in the living. But I feel the same. But she's a great woman, and I think they would have gotten along more than not in any event. Really saying, I'm just a grouch. And, it's funny. He's showing me this Shokure symbol. I know that you do Reiki, but to me, that's because I got the symbol and image before I got the reference. I think that's his way of saying he knows what you're doing. He's behind you and supports you. And you might even feel him in the Reiki room. So you'll acknowledge that. And so Mary's saying all of it. So I might know your husband's name and how he passed, but none of this stuff I would have known, right? So this is all new to me. So anyway, he's aware of the clippings. That's his way of saying that I'm with you and I'm aware of what's going on. And I feel like saying, let's have a party. I don't know if you have any gatherings planned, but I feel like he's saying, this is for Mary Rinaldi. You can do this also. Trust yourself. You may be finding that you're starting to really sense or pick up on the spirit energy as well. So I feel like he's saying, trust that. Tomorrow, so that's the party, right? So the gathering. So that'd be like an All Saints Day, right? El Dia de los Muertos. El Dia de los Muertos. You're right. And then she's saying yes. Well, the latency is very low. The comments are coming out only a few seconds after I'm speaking. Good job, YouTube, with that. Then that makes things a lot better. And again, I would not have known that either. So that's. I mean, I know you don't doubt me, but just for the people watching, and I feel like they keep doing the newspaper clips thing. I feel like he's saying, you're young. You may feel older, but you're young. I feel like he's saying there's still a lot of years, a lot of life. Enjoy it. And I know that you're doing it. I don't know if Italy's next, but he popped that in my mind also. I know where were you recently? Was it Spain or? I know you were traveling recently, but I don't remember. So maybe Italy's next. All right. And thank you for validating that. All right, Spain. Yeah, that's where you were, right? I think I remember that. So maybe he's trying to say go to Italy. I mean, I think that's on most people's bucket list anyway. Beautiful country. I've never been there myself, but beautiful country. All right, so. Something connecting me with the name. I lost the name. Colin or Collins? I mean, that could be a last name also. Colin, Collins. All right, let me clear my mind. Who's trying to come in? I think this would be another brother figure. Could be a friend or cousin. I feel like this was kind of a bigger fellow with dark hair and a full head of hair. I don't see hair loss with this person. At least he's not showing me that as well. A little bit bossy, I want to say. Now, the reference of being like a brother, like to me, that's to the side on your level. It could be another husband figure for somebody else. But that kind of an energy, I want to say. Now, I think the name may connect with who we're with, who's here in the living. There would have been a larger dog, maybe a husky even, or a dog about that size in the connection. They just show me that dog. I think there's a name like Lucy, Louise, Lucia, something with an LU around that also. So this feels like a different energy. I feel like with the male, there's an older female that's getting my attention that may have been known to have depression. I feel like I'm at the doctors a lot. This might be two different connections. I feel like I'm at the doctors a lot. So I think there's like ongoing health things with the person. I think the name like Betty, a B name is, if I'm getting the name off, I won't get the initial wrong. So I think that name is connected. And I think there's 2 or 3 people that are coming together. And I think one of the males, but an older male, would have done a lot of like carpentry and woodwork and stuff like that. And also something with pasting things. So I don't know what that's called. Fixing things on the walls or houses or stuff like that. So I'm going to see if anybody's getting that. So your ex is Michael Collins, Adam Michael Collins. Okay. So I'm Adam, and one of my deceased brothers is Michael. So that's very interesting. So this could be. I think that he's still alive also. Then Billy transited 10 months after my dad. Grief and loss was too much for him, combined with a life issue. He was only 50. Yeah. So sorry about that. And you get support from our wonderful community. So thank you for that. I don't think I nailed this, but since you understand the Collins reference, even if that's your ex, I may be around that family. Norvy's brothers are Michael, Adam and Michael too. All right. Do you know who plays the piano for Lindsay? I mean, in a group of 50 people, about 20 of you would say yes, but for Lindsay, that could be in the living or the other side, or very connected to music. That might be that brother figure, I want to say. Um, or or somebody. I think I'm getting a little confused, actually. I mean, like I said, I may be having multiple connections. So Tracy, do you understand like pretty much everything? Because it may be your, not just the piano reference, but I mean, all the other stuff. Let me grab a drink of water. Let me reset here. Cancer. So somebody in this group had cancer also. I think you're right, Mary, that several people can make the connection with that level of detail of the evidence right now. So let's see if we can narrow that down a little bit. Yeah, definitely the person that did the woodworking, like maybe spackling, working on houses, or that's being done in your house. I want to say that would make a lot of sense. There may be a name like George, Georgia, Georgie, a name like that. I'm wondering if this could friend passed recently. She played the piano. Yeah, this is that's why I said I think this is your references, Lindsay. Yeah, that's why I wanted to say that, because about 50 of you would be able to 50 out of 54 would be able to take music. And so what else about Lindsay? Yeah, I think this is yours. So you had a friend recently, she played piano. I think she either had illness near the end or had depression or something. She makes me feel like she wasn't doing well, but when she passed on, she was great. It's almost like, Yahoo, I made it, basically. So I feel like she just wants you to know that I'm okay. And she wants to treat you like family. And there may be reference to 50, 51. That might be a year, I want to say also. And your mother did, so and your father's George. So hi from you. My dad's George too. So maybe the Georges are hanging out. And you're going to paint for a neighbor named Bob. So that could be where I get that information from also. So anyway, lots. Sorry. She was 50. This is the type of evidence I look for. 51, that's really specific. So maybe she was very ill at 50 and then passed at 51, but she shows me that, which is obviously very young. And in September, I don't know if I mentioned the number 9. I don't think I did, but thanks for sharing that. And I'm going to also put the number 28 out, so that might be another reference or something else. So if it's not George, there's definitely like a Gene, like a G name, a soft G name or J name that's referencing that. So and in September, and she had cancer, and I just passed out, or I mentioned, or I meant you just found out. All right, so she obviously she knows that she had that, and again, she's like when she passed on, I was like, Yahoo, I'm free, basically. So it was a good experience for her. I don't know if she passed in September, you're saying, right? But she shows me February. So that might be another important reference. But this feels again like a soul sister, like what's that, sister from another mister, that kind of a thing. I feel like saying we didn't always talk. It wasn't that kind of thing where we always did things together, but there was a lot of connection, a lot of similarity, I want to say. And I feel like she endured the loss of a male figure when she was younger that was very sudden, tragic, and unexpected. But I think this would have been when she was like in her 30s, like later 30s, like 38, or the person passed at that age. But I feel like saying, just keep being you, just keep being fabulous. I feel like she's recognizing from 2 or 3 different sources, that people are tending to challenge you and not to buy into it. It just means that you're holding your ground, that you're being very much your own person and saying what you need to say to people. Not everybody's going to approve. And it's a sign that you're doing a good job to keep going on that path. So hopefully you understand that, because I feel like she's cheering you on and rooting that on. I don't know if you've had a separation or going through that, but I feel like she talks about that. So it's either around you or somebody very, very close. I feel like she's saying, she's acknowledging that and everything. And let me just see, so I lost touch with her. She moved away, but she was great. All right. That's probably what she's trying to show me. And stuff like that as well. So again, I can't really answer questions because then I'm going to lose the connection to the spirits. I've got to let them, run the show here, I want to say. All right, so this might be your father might have jumped into that energy because that's where the February and the number 2 came in, and the piano also, uh, and very good. So let me go on, move on to the next. I think I still got a few more connections in me. So everybody, hang in there, take a little deep breath, say a little prayer to your loved ones. There's a baby here, maybe a very very young child, a little one. I believe a boy. Show me boy. There may also be a name like Michael or a name connected. Either that's the name or an important name in the family around that. They showed me again with the poodles, or the white dog that had that kind of fur. Nobody took that before. I forgot who I was with. Hello, Josh's Universe. Welcome, Josh. Thanks for stopping and saying hi. Having a good session tonight. So very good. We love you. So let me just see. Interesting, because more and more people are finding this poodle, my aunt, and that you are exactly who I was with earlier when they showed me that. So hello. So this would be your aunt's way of saying I'm here also, um, and very good. Uh, okay. So somebody I believe would have a name like Crenshaw, which is obviously last name, and also a name like Alice, maybe a full name, Al Crenshaw, Alice Crenshaw. I want to say, I feel like there's also a reference to somebody living next door in the neighborhood that passed. I don't know where I am right now, but whoever I'm going for, and the number 64. So maybe in wherever I'm going, that either somebody passed at 64, or it was 1964 was important. I want to say, and I feel like there's an A name, maybe a different A name, and I feel like saying, "Hi, I was 81," So I think that then there's like an older male who kept a very young spirit. So I think there's a couple of people coming in at once. I think there's a whole new connection. So I don't necessarily think that maybe their address was number 64. That's very possible. I don't know if Jason's waving because you know that. The portal's definitely open. Yep. Uh, and maybe in apartment numbers. That could be also. I know where I am. There's at least one gym. They popped the nickname Jim in my mind. So I know there's at least one gym wherever I am with these other connections. I'm having a little bit of a hard time keeping up with these connections, but yeah, I think these are more likely to be ages, the 64, like either passing at that age or somebody's that age, rather than as an apartment number, street address. And I already forgot what the other number they came in, but I think this would be two people in the same energy. Um, so Tracy B, your stepdad is Jim. Jims are all in your family, Lindsay. And since I've been with you, it could be yours, especially if you're understanding some of the other references around what I was saying before I mentioned Jim. Hello, Daisy. Never too late. But I want to feel like I feel like. Okay, so that's your grandfather's way of saying hi. So hi from grandpa also. And I didn't mention the 20/80 rule, but in a group, 20% of the people tend to get 80% of the messages. But I feel like Tracy, I want to go to you because I feel like your stepdad is, if I'm with you, and if I'm wrong, let me know. Then I know I'm not with you. But I feel like this is an engaging, kind of a funny person. Again, there's a name Al Crenshaw. I could be getting that a little bit off, but I feel like somehow that fits in some way or another. And what else? Oh, so this could be Nancy. See, you've got both of these. Yeah, you've got the age and the name. So this could be you. But Tracy, continue to keep, because I feel like he's here. But again, if that doesn't make sense for you, it's okay to let us know. Yeah, because there's a lot of gyms in a group of 59 people, but not a lot that pass at age 64. See, so I think that's a real connection to Nancy. But I feel like the other Jim, that would be Tracy, right? The stepfather. He just feels like again, I just feel like he wants to be funny, wants to laugh, and wants to let you know that I'm here also. And so let's see what else for Nancy here. I feel like just saying, well, you're trying too hard. I don't know what that means, but I think you're I don't and I feel like this would be a close person to you, Nancy, even if it's like a husband, like a cousin's husband. I want to say it feels like there was something quick about the passing. I don't know if he actually passed quickly or if he had illness and then he left quickly, but I feel there's something kind of unexpected and quick about that. Yeah, I feel it's here then gone. So I feel like that, and there's something connecting to music. So this may be somebody that really liked music, or played, or something like that. So it's Lindy saying my dad's still alive. So I think we're really going in more into Nancy's energy with that. Well, that's funny. Hi, HY Fro. See, so I'm still seeing if I'm not taking questions, but I may do it in November sometime, just an evening where I answer questions. And people seem to be asking me about that. And where Nancy, did I stop making sense? Is this not resonating? Please let us know. But I feel like he's trying to let you know that he's okay. So let me back up for that a second. Cousin's husband. All right. Anyway, lots of love from him. Anybody else for Nancy? Yeah, there's a motherly figure. There's a I don't know if it's Francis, but that it may not be the person's name. Motherly figure would be mom or someone that you would look up to as a mother figure. I want to say, yeah, that's with you. This is a strong lady. She comes through large. That just might be her personality and her energy. She makes me feel like she did have a lot of illness. Like she shows me the clock. Usually that's the way of saying it was my time, and I was able to leave peacefully. But I'm there, and there would have been a lot of military in this family because she shows meeting the military. The name Martin, I believe, would come up with that also. And that may be somebody she met on the other side, or that could be a first or a last name, honestly. But I think we're on a first name basis, Marty, something like that. So I feel like she's wanting to say hi to you and let you know that you're a very strong person, that you're pushing through a lot of red tape in your life, aren't we all, right? But you have a lot of support from the other side. And I don't know if you want to go to France or French-speaking country. All of a sudden, I'm hearing French in my mind. I want to say, so Nancy saying you never met him, but it was a sudden illness. So that might be his way of saying hi to his wife, your cousin, just to let you know. And and I don't know if maybe the delay got a little bit more, but I don't know if you're recognizing the other person, because I think that's for you, Nancy, also. Like a mother or mom energy. Marine. I was getting a Barbara, Betty, so that might be also your reference, Jason, also. And your granddad was a Marine. I feel like they stayed together. Like the number 52 comes up. I don't know if they were married that long or if that means something else, but I feel like this is a comfortable couple. I don't know for Jason if you're teaching at this time or teaching something, but they're giving me that feeling or that reference, something about being 6 feet tall or standing 6 feet tall. So this is kind of a reference, but I feel like the Marine, the few, the proud, the Marines, right? So I feel like he would have been proud of his service, holding the flag. He might have been a flag bearer, or that might have been part of his outfit. I'm not really sure. But I feel like there would have been smoking or breathing issues, a lot of lung congestion. I'm feeling that in my chest right now. And I feel like he just wants you to know, that you're good to people, that you're very helpful, don't change, and he's sending you a lot of love. And TB. I was gonna say, I was gonna ask if either mom or dad had passed. So it's mom that had the lung issues. Okay. Um, so lots of love for your mom as well. And I'm see if you're following that out. Yes, married that long. Yeah, it's about 52 years. That's what she's saying. He's no. Where did Jason go? Yes, married that long. So they're together, and they've got your mom. Yes, 6 feet tall, staff sergeant. Thank you for that. I don't know exactly what that means, but that's what he showed me. 6 feet tall. So that's the how tall the mast is. So anyway, I feel like he's with you now. I'm also seeing music. I feel like that goes to you. So I don't know if you play music, if you're musician, or just have a real strong appreciation. But I feel like they're talking about no, somebody in a band, something about playing music. So if it's not you, they may be saying hi to like an important family or relative. Maybe not now, but back in the day, I want to say. Um, and we're 13 shoe size. That's a big foot there. Yeah. um, and Lazy plays. So your loved ones may be starting to filter in also in music. So a few of you can take that. Um, so that might be kind of filtering in a little bit. And grandma played, so that might be Tracy. Um, but I still feel like this is going to Jason's energy. So let me see what he's saying. He played the saxophone. Okay, it was him, not you. My error. So this is still that grandfather. He must be an important part of your life. I still feel like there's a musical connection with you, but we should all have a strong appreciation to music. I don't know if you're moving, but I get moving. That just popped in my mind, unless that happened recently. On a separate note, it could be the same note or separate person. They show me Texas around that area, so that might be important also. And something about meat tenderizer. I don't know what the heck that means. I don't know if you're cooking now or, but I'm seeing the meat and putting the meat tenderizer in. Um, so I don't know what that means, but I think this is still for Jason and your family. And then being on horseback also. So there may be a reference or connection to horses as well. And I feel like I'm supposed to say to trust your intuition. Why Hawaii might be important also. Maybe someone was stationed there. I don't know, but or lives there. But let me. I'm sorry, I left that comment up. Um, and Jennifer, your dad was a Marine also. We both listen to music. I was listening to some of our favorite songs. He passed away something. Well, so that might be Jennifer. That might be your dad. Could even it's like called piggybacking in mediumship, that different spirits have the same references, and then they ride the energy to say hi to you as well. And so anyway. Oh, so we're back to you. You have some moms realizing that in military also. So we may have pulled off of Jason and pulled on to some other people. Very good. Oh, very very good. So this might be your loved one. Because I know you're musical, Mary. So I wasn't sure about the Honolulu, but of course Pearl Harbor's on Oahu also. So you have big military energy. And back to Nancy. I'm moving at the present, and my daughter moved to Texas. Jim lived in Kentucky and had horses. So anyway, back to you, back to your loved ones, whoever we were talking to before when we got pulled off and other spirits were coming in are aware of that connection. So that makes a lot of sense to me. Thank you for that. And thank you. Yeah, because Jason, you were the original contact, and you're the one that was grilling for dinner, and I'm sure I'm some kind of seasoning or tenderizer in that. So very good. So they're with you, and they are aware. Fine. Okay. So hi to your loved ones as well, and all that good stuff. So let's see if we have one more in me. Let's make this a good one. Oh, I need to hide the comment. Yeah, Mary said, telling Jason, don't forget the seasoning. The spirit coming through must have really liked that, I want to say. No MSG though, please. Don't do that to yourself. Or you're making tacos. Well, that does require some seasoning for sure, yeah. All right, so all right, so what are they trying to show me? Who's here? All right, let me grab a little water. It's not that nobody's coming through, it's just there's too many coming through right now, and it's hard for me to separate. Sue. So there's a Susan. Where did that baby go? Nobody understood the little one, the little boy. He's still here. He just came back. So anyway, if anybody recognizes that, I'll see if I can get more information about that. All right, and sometimes these messages go to somebody on the replay. That happens too. So nobody takes it live. I may get an email or a comment when this goes on. I'm sorry. What's your son very little? I got the name Michael. I mean, I know Malaki's not Michael, but it's an M name. I want to say he was a baby. Thank you. So originally I got the name Michael Malaki. I know that's a little bit off on the name, but I still think that it's him. I feel like he's an old soul that he's with you a lot, and something with the number 7. Maybe July is important around him, around you. 7-1. Those numbers are 71. But I think those numbers are important, and I feel like this is one of your spirit guides. Am I getting that right? No. Okay, let me ask what that means. I feel like they're saying in a way, yes. I think somebody may have liked the Grateful Dead because I saw that insignia in my mind also. But I feel like your son, the spirits want you to know that the son is here. And there's an older lady who is short, like smaller, probably a grandmother energy that would have been good to the children, like would have been good to his grandchildren, his babies, would have fed them. I feel like he's saying like this woman was in spirit already. 111, those numbers seem to be coming up also, and just wanted to let you know that the baby is just fine and with you. So it's pronounced Malachi, Michael Malachi. So now I get the you get the reference. So hopefully the other stuff makes sense also, but I feel like they want you to know, and that there's a very nurturing older lady that helped the baby through to the other side, and that he's fine and everything's good. I want to say. Let's see if we have one more in me. I'm just waiting to see if unapologetically Bree understands these other references. It's important. I like to know if people understand it. It's funny because they show me a key, and often that's about moving, like buying a house or property deals. So that may be on the table before too long also, I want to say. And I always thought my grandma was taking care of him. So if I described her and that makes sense, yeah, that would be a validation from her. And I feel like she's here saying, that I love you. I don't know if somebody's named Susan, or I mean that could be in the living also, but that just popped in my mind. Suzanne's, something like that. Anyways, and thank you for that. So there's the validation for that also. They're aware of that. So best of fortune with that as well. All right. So I know some of you have left already. We were somewhere in the 60s, which is kind of a smaller group for Halloween. I think last Halloween we had like 100 on, but in any event, these currents keep changing with with live streams and how many people come in. but that's better for you guys if it's a smaller group anyways. I've got my Shungite pyramid. I'm hearing Paul Simon sing "It's Still Crazy" after all these years, and I feel like there's a buddy, like a friend on the other side, probably a male. I think that he came before and then he didn't, and now he's back around 50ish, so he was not old, I want to say, had dark hair. This may have been the musician I was trying to get earlier, because I feel like music would have been really, really important. And I don't know if back to Bree or unapologetically. I don't know if you understood that reference to the Grateful Dead. I mean, I used to follow them back. Well, not follow them, but I went to a lot of shows back in the day. So I think somebody in that energy, like that band also. So yeah, very good. So so the numbers have been down. On my channel, they've been down across the board. It's just probably the trends of the time, But quality is over quantity any day, so that's fine. Everyone's watching 3i Atlas, yeah. Well, we'll have another video about that. So, tomorrow at 12:12, I've got the abridged version of the November psychic forecast. The live stream was like an hour and a half. This one's about 25 minutes, so it's still a longish video, but it's condensed and more concise. And 3i Atlas, yeah. There's things that I was able to pick up on back in August. August, right. They dropped the first video August 21st. That science validated later on, and they show me some stuff going on and new things and what it really is. So secrets are going to be revealed about that. So yeah, people are in that energy and watching the politics and everything, and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, so there's a woman here. This will be the last one. I know she had cancer because she showed me her bald head, and she would have been proud of that. She's also shown me pumpkins, so she may have passed around this time of year, or was born around this time of year, or loved Halloween. She kind of shows herself being, little, heavy-ish, but I wouldn't say fat. I want to say she feels like she's a fun person, fun-loving. There may be somebody who's a firefighter, or somebody that was touched by a fire or passed in a fire, connected to that energy. I don't think that that's her, but I think that would be connected to her or you. I think that somebody with the name Erica popped up in my mind, or it could be Eric, but I think it's a less common name with that sound that would be connected to this person. The way I'm not getting, I think she's in her 40s, actually, around 41. I was just going to say, I'm not getting an age, and then 41 popped in. So I think she was at least around that age when this person passed on. Might have been a sister. I'm more leaning towards a friend with her. And I think there's a name like Frankie connected also. And maybe a B, I want to say Brandy, but a BR name might be connected as well. Who's got that? Victor, hi Victor. Nobody yet? I'll get more information because I feel like she wants to say hi. This feels like somebody who's very very important. I want to say, like there's somebody that influenced a lot of people. She might have even been a teacher. As I'm saying, influenced a lot of people. There may have been that profession around that. Yeah, no, a lot. I've noticed, Jason, what you're saying. I've noticed that also. So far, nobody recognized it. That may be somebody later on in the live, but I know she's here, and you may not get 100% of what I'm saying because you may not know all the references, but you should get at least 80%. And I'm seeing balloons, and that's often a sign for a birthday right around now for a younger person, a child. They're red, so that might be a boy, unless they're trying to show me pink. I'm not sure, boy or girl. Or no, I think there's a birthday around now, actually. Or birth. Sometimes I get that symbol for birth. So So this may be back with you. That could be with you, but something with 41. I suspect your grandmother was older than that, and definitely would have had the chemo because it definitely the baldness was there, and would have I wouldn't say proud of it, but wouldn't have tried to hide it. I'll put it that way. Now this to me would make sense. No, well that might too, but this for Colleen, and this feels right. I had my yes feeling with that. It's you around 41. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me also. And KK, spiritual intuitive, you know, also you might understand that as well. So I may be getting a twofer, like a piggyback was this month. I feel like there's a birthday around now. I feel like there's something with a child or younger person's birthday. And I think this would be in the family. And I feel like she's a very spirited person. She almost feels mother-like. So I don't know if you're close to your aunt that way, and also spiritual intuitive. You can also chime in if this is making more sense to you. But but I feel like this is for Colleen, and makes me feel like she wants to let you know that I'm fine. She's giving you a big hug in my mind, um, letting me know that you tend to carry the heavy load in life. So I think you take on some of the tough jobs in life, basically. And she's saying that's good, but delegate also. And then maybe that you tend to be a little bit obstinate about things like that. But if you do the job yourself, it'll get done, right? Also, I feel like he's with somebody that smoked a pipe, by the way, as well. Um, redhead. I wasn't getting the hair color, because she's showing me no hair, so I wouldn't have known if she was a redhead. To be quite honest about that. Hello, Country Mouse Jeweler. Yeah, and you are fire commissioner. That's interesting. They brought in the fire reference too earlier, but they brought that in. So that makes sense. So I think your aunt is saying hi. I don't know if you could take a brother figure on the other side also. That could be a friend, a cousin, somebody closer to your age. Since you right after you mentioned fire, it might have been somebody you knew in the fire department also. But I feel like you've got a lot of energy, and I feel like I'm supposed to say, trust your intuition, because you sense the spirits also, and you get messages. So make sure that you're trusting that, because I feel like they're saying that you're good at it, and maybe you even get messages for other people. So honor that also as well, and Jack. There may be a name like Jack connected to that, and thank you. So that's a little bit of a validation that she's the one that's with you, and she might have been a little bit depressed from time to time. I feel like she kind of slowed down a little bit, but she's got a good sense of humor. I feel like saying, cancer will do that to you, and I think she had lived with that for a while. Like, in other words, had gone maybe better, and then it came back in a different area. And since I'm being shown firecrackers, I think there's a birthday or passing right around the 4th of July, and they bring back the name Frankie. So that would be important around the person that's coming through for you. So again, this could be one of those piggybacks where different people are coming in. Oh, right. We talked about being with a pipe smoker. So with your grandfather. Very good. So she's with the grandfather. She's very mother-like. So I think that you're the main contact, and we have a couple of piggybacks around that. So let me see if there's a message. Something about, crossing your, what's that? Dotting I's, crossing T's. Read the fine print, especially if you're getting work done in the house. And Matt was okay. If he's the one that passed on, he's saying hi also. So and Frank came in before, so that's for you, not necessarily for Colleen. I think there may be a Frank Francis with Colleen too. Honestly, I think that comes in with that, and yeah, it's like she shows you pointing fingers, not in a bad way. I think that you're a leader, basically. I mean, you don't become a fire commissioner for no reason, right? So she's acknowledging that you have that leadership quality, And again, like part of the message is to delegate. Don't try to take everything on. So that there's like a stamp on that message. So I think saying, "Are you listening?" So so that would be your message. Like feel saying that you work hard, but that you love what you're doing, and a lot of people know you, which would make sense to me. And uh, there may be something of a party or celebration around November 4th. That might be an important date, 3rd, 4th, 5th, around that. And again, they show me the fireworks. So I think there's a birthday around July 4th also. So I think that's also a separate reference. So anyway, so that's what happened with her cancer, went away and came back. So she's aware of that, and just letting you know that she's not only with you, but she's intelligent. She remembers her life. And at the end of the day, mediumship is about validating the continuity of life. So that's what we're doing. Hopefully we were successful in that. I know we made a bunch of beautiful connections tonight. So thank you. You're as much a part of that as I am. Next live stream is our community gathering for tarot time. That's 11 a.m., which is going to be an hour later. It'll still be 11 a.m., but we flip to standard time here on the East Coast. So I'll get an extra hour of sleep, I guess, or either that or get up an hour earlier. That's usually how it works out. So we do our tarot reading for the week, pick up on the energies, things that we should know or need to know. Thank you so much, Karma, for that. And thank you, everybody that was part of this evening. And then I'm not sure what day, but we have a full moon coming up. Right as this full moon comes, where that strong electrical circuitry joins in. I don't remember the date of it. Is it the 5th or something like that? So probably Monday or Tuesday we'll have a live stream about things to know about the full moon, and I'll do another 3-eye atlas video, because I believe that given the full moon, it's a super moon, so it's even gravitationally more powerful, and that's sets up that energy link, that circuit, as it were. And 3-eye atlas is really charging things up, and the sunspot group that fired off huge flares right at 3-eye atlas, so it underwent a metamorphosis because it was charged with plasma and ionic blasts with the coronal mass ejection. I think it's going to fire up some pretty sizable flares. I think it's going to catalyze earthquake, volcanic activity, stuff like that. So the first part of November could be really, really active in the sun and the earth. And I have a video coming out tomorrow, 12th of November, psychic forecast, to explain more of that. So in any event, and right, it's a Taurus full moon as well. So thank you, Mary. Yeah, I'm glad that he came through. That was great. I'm so happy he showed up also. Oh, so hi to Leah too. Yeah, that's your daughter, right? I know that. So hi to her as well. And lots of love to both of you. All right, very good. So have a good night. Thank you again, everybody. And again, if you want to get a private reading, email us info@atombetweentheworlds.com. Mention this event and get 10% off automatically. All right, love you guys. Thanks again. See you next time.